I am, but I strongly suspect, Nico, that Charlie and Alexis might be peeking from behind their sofa on Sunday because, as we know, they are going into this game without two of their mainstays. Declan Rice suspended, Martin Ødegaard injured. So this is going to be a tough ask for the Gunners to go to Tottenham. It's the first derby of the season, if you like, but you would have to say you've got to look at Arsenal's record, not just in this derby, they've won the last two times at the Tottenham Stadium, but away matches. I think this is one of the things that has underpinned Mikel Arteta's his evolution of Arsenal and the mentality there. I was having a little look this morning, and Arsenal in this calendar year, not only have they not lost away from home, they've taken 28 points from a possible 30, and they have not gone behind once. They've not trailed away from home this calendar year. That shows an extraordinary mentality. And if they can continue that on Sunday without those two big players, and we'll break it down shortly, who might replace them, what else they might do, then that would be an extraordinary feat. And they've just had the real fillip. And I just wonder about the timing. The announcement that Mikel Arteta has extended his contract. Announced in the last day or two, last 24 hours, a new 2-year deal. That's going to give them a real boost going into the game as well.
Geoff, obviously that's exciting news that Mikel Arteta is going to be sticking around for a little longer. If you're an Arsenal fan, if you're a Tottenham fan, you've got Ange Postecoglou, who loves to play a very attacking style. Do you think Mikel Arteta is going to have to play more defensive with his injuries, especially with losing out on Martin Ødegaard? And who do you expect to start in place of Martin Ødegaard?
Well, that's the interesting thing for me, Alexis. There are so many permutations as to what he might do. He could bring Zinchenko into midfield. He could bring in Jorginho into midfield. He could withdraw Kai Havertz. He could play Sterling. He could give him a start as a striker. He could put Trossard in midfield. There are a number of permutations as to what he could do. I suspect, like all coaches, he will want to disturb it as little as possible. So I personally, I'm not, I mean, who he puts up top, I don't think he will want to withdraw Kai Havertz from there because you're then changing 3 positions as opposed to the minimum 2. So I think he'll leave him there. I think the Timber could come back in as well and move Zinchenko into midfield. That might give them something. But and also when Jorginho plays, you know what he's like a metronome. He dictates the pace of play, and whenever he has played, he fits in beautifully. And of course, you shouldn't overlook Thomas Partey's, part in all of this, because he's a player of huge experience. He's played a lot for Arsenal in that central midfield, so there's a big role for him on Sunday as well. It's a fascinating tie, which Tottenham will really fancy their chances going into this one. Their results so far this season, I don't think they have reflected their performances. A lot of possession, a lot of shots. They should have won against Newcastle last time out. They were so profligate. They had so many opportunities to collect all 3 points. How they didn't is a mystery. And if they can bring that game to the table on Sunday, then Arsenal could have a very difficult afternoon.
Geoff, how big is this match for Ange Postecoglou? I mean, we talk about the attacking talents of Tottenham and sometimes when they go forward, how exciting they are. But in the end, they have to win these matches if they want to continue to climb up the table and be in a Champions League spot at the end of the season. So playing at home, they've been rubbish away. Is this a game that's almost like towards a make or break for Ange Postecoglou? Do you think there's a lot of pressure on him to win this game?
There's always pressure on whoever the Tottenham manager is to win this game, Charlie. You know that. To get one over the old enemy is something that they look to do every single time. I don't think there's any more pressure, but what I would say is, first and foremost, Ange Postecoglou won't do anything different. He will attack. He will play the same way, whoever the opposition are. So sometimes you might see in a derby game, you think, OK, they're really going for this. They're going for the throats because it is their local rivals. They play like this against anybody, but it will just be amped up that little bit more in terms of atmosphere. The playing style will be exactly the same. I don't think he'll prepare any differently. I don't think his tactics will be any different whatsoever. Now, what it would be, if they can beat Arsenal, that could absolutely ignite Tottenham's season right now, because it hasn't really taken off, has it, so far? And it would also put Arsenal in a real fix, because they go to Manchester City, and if they get beat there as well, they're staring down the barrel of being 1 point from 9. So this is a huge game for both sides. And Arsenal, they will really not want to get beat there. I think this is a must-not-lose game for Arsenal.
Geoff, let's take a step back from the intensity of the match and the intensity of really what's at stake when you talk about Man City and just the North London derby as a whole. The Premier League has a lot of rivalry matchups, but this one seems to be unique every time and delivers. So where does it rank in all the different derby matchups that the Premier League has to offer?
Oh, it's right up the top. I put it easily. It's alongside Manchester United against Liverpool. The North London derby, if you've never witnessed it, if you've never been there, it is it's a toxic, spiky atmosphere, and it does not take much for it to kick off on the pitch. One small incident will immediately it explodes. I mean, you see the pictures there of the Invincibles when they won there in 2003 and 304 to win the title at what was White Hart Lane. For Arsenal fans, it just doesn't get any better than that. And they made sure they celebrated. They said, "Oh no, we won't celebrate," but boy, did they celebrate, and quite rightly, in front of their own fans. But this is a really intense game. It's got a long history, and we've seen anything can happen as well. We've seen amazing goals, we've seen red cards, we've seen all sorts of comebacks as well. So this is a game that's never, ever over until the final whistle. It will be electric there on Sunday.
Geoff, I'm trying to think of the recent titles that these teams could have won. Spurs under Pochettino in the Champions League final. Arsenal were so close to winning the Prem last season. Which set of fans would have loathed the other team's success more?
Oh, neither. Nico, neither will be doing cartwheels for any success. But don't remember last season, we had this extraordinary situation towards the end of the season where Tottenham were playing Manchester City. And a lot of the Tottenham fans were saying we would rather lose than help Arsenal potentially win the title. We would rather lose to Manchester City, even though potentially by beating Manchester City, Tottenham would have qualified for the Champions League. Such is their deep dislike of each other. Tottenham, as a proportion of their fans, would rather have missed out on Champions League football than help Arsenal win the title. Does that put it in perspective for you?
That game, honestly, that game has to go down in Premier League lore. The one-on-one between Son and Stefan Ortega.
That was it.
That was
Ortega saved it.
That was potentially the title. That was, I think that is very representative of the animosity between the two clubs, Geoff.
Oh, Nico, I cannot tell you that they do not like each other whatsoever. And you can talk about, the game has changed, obviously. You don't have players at clubs for so long. And perhaps the accusation is, well, they've only just arrived. They don't understand what this means. Trust me, they do. They'll have been told, they'll know from their fans everywhere they go. And there'll be people say to them in the street, good luck to you. Don't care what you do. Don't care where we finish, as long as you beat Tottenham or as long as you beat Arsenal. Such is their dislike of each other.
All right, Geoff, that's Sunday, 9 a.m., North London derby. Thanks a lot. You'll be there?
There's a good chance.
All right.
Oh, you got to be there. Come on,
Geoff. Make it work out. I know you're going to make it work out.
Okay. Enjoy the show, guys.